Alright, how's it going, YouTube? On this video, we went on our annual, I guess it's annual at this point because we went last year too, so that qualifies as annual, right? A camping trip with my wife's family. We got all our gear loaded up in the car and headed off on the 2.5 hour drive to Lake Perry, Kansas. We arrived at the campsite in the afternoon, and everybody was pretty eager to get out of the car, especially Aggie.
Yeah, you want to get out of that seat? Yeah.
It was pretty warm out there, so I had to keep my Polaroids in a little lunchbox. Worked out pretty well for most of them. Not so well for others. The RV was a little cramped, so I brought along my tent this time. Once we were all settled in, Stephanie's Uncle Rick decided to take us out on the boat for a while. Aggie got to drive the boat a little bit, and she really seemed to enjoy that a whole lot. And again, he does weird things to Polaroid. This was just a short boat ride though, so we headed back to camp and hung out for a little while. While we were hanging out, Stephanie's mom, her mom's boyfriend, and her brother showed up. So Rick suggested that Rick, Jordan, Nick, and I all hop on the boat and head back out to go to the marina for a little bit. While the guys and I were out on the boat, Stephanie grabbed these two pictures with the I-2. We arrived back at camp to see that Aggie had acquired a new unicorn swimming pool gifted from her Aunt April. As the evening wore on, we had dinner and things wound down. Eventually people started playing some kind of rope loop throwing game. It was the 4th of July, so of course there were fireworks. However, we were staying in a state park, so none of them were allowed inside the camp. So we could only see the little small fireworks off in the distance. I spent the night in the tent, and it was pretty hot. I wish I could have taken the rain fly off, but it was forecasted to sprinkle a little bit. Because I did not sleep well, I wound up getting up for sunrise, and I'm actually kind of happy I did. These shots turned out pretty well. Once I'd finished taking those sunrise photos, I headed back to camp and just kind of meandered for a bit, waiting for everybody to wake up. started raining as April was preparing breakfast, but lucky for us, that didn't ruin the rest of the day. April made everybody pancakes and bacon for breakfast, and there's not much better a breakfast when you're camping, if you ask me.
Eat that!
Yeah, eat that.
Shortly after breakfast, April and Rick's grandkids showed up, so they all took the kayaks out for a while.
Bye. Catch y'all later.
We had a little issue with one of the kayaks. Jury's still out on whether it was really an accident or not.
Nice and heavy, isn't it? You got that. Well, I can't do it. It's your mess. You bet.
Once the half-sunken kayak issue was resolved, everybody hopped back on the boat to do some tubing. By now it was getting pretty close to Aggie's nap time and Rick and April's grandkids to leave, so we headed back into camp and put Aggie down for her nap. While Nick watched Aggie nap, Stephanie and I and April and several other family members all headed out on the kayaks for a little bit. A little bit after Aggie waking up from her nap, we all got back on the boat, and it was our turn to do some swimming and some tubing. Aggie did pretty well in the water. I think she was a little bit more aware of what was going on than she was last year, so there was a little bit of clinging, a little scared, but I feel like that's to be expected. Once everybody was done swimming, we climbed the ladder back onto the boat, and it was Stephanie's brother's and I's turn to go tubing. Once we were done tubing, we climbed back on the boat, headed back to camp, and April started making dinner. Really appreciate you doing all that cooking, April. I didn't wind up sleeping in the tent that night because it was supposed to storm pretty good, so I packed the tent up and slept in the RV. And I'm glad I did, because about 2 or 3 in the morning, I think, it might have been earlier than that, I'm not really sure, it really started pouring, so I'm glad I wasn't in that tent. That would have been a whole other adventure. The next morning we had to get rolling pretty early, so we all got in the car and rolled on out. Well, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you watching. And Rick and April, we always appreciate the invites to go camping with you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. You know the drill, and I'll see you in the next one.